All right, so this is how we gonna start the stream. Since the last stream, EA officially revealed Battlefield 6. And I actually watched the full reveal yesterday. I just didn't stream yesterday. We're gonna talk about it. I'm gonna show the multiplayer gameplay trailer for those who haven't seen it. But before we get into it, friendly reminder that I am doing a giveaway this week. And if I could just get the goddamn link. Oh, I don't even have it. Let's see. Hopefully it's saved. Oh yeah, there it is. I'm giving away a free copy of Let God Sort Them Out on vinyl. I have an extra copy, so I'm just gonna ship it out to whoever wants it. All you gotta do is type ! giveaway in the chat. It works in the YouTube and the Twitch chat. It'll give you a link from my bot. Follow the instructions. All you gotta do is follow me on Instagram and you'll get a chance. I'll ship it out to you. But yeah, let's get into it. All right, Battlefield 6 multiplayer trailer. Let's get it. Which, by the way, like I said, I've already seen the live stream. I watched the whole thing. First of all, shout out to Golden Boy, still getting work. One of the only people in G4 still get from the G4 still getting work. Shout out to Golden Boy. So I'm gonna go ahead and say first impressions. I retweeted what Ethos said. We might be back, ladies and gentlemen. I feel like there's a drought for first-person shooters right now. Was it Black Ops 6 didn't hit the way we thought. We only played it for like 2 months. I feel like there's an Apex. We're not going back to that. That shit is old. I feel like there's a lane open for a first-person shooter right now, and Splitgate 2. You saw what happened with that. I'm not saying it will, but I'm being cautiously optimistic. This shit did look good. It looked somewhere in the realm of Battlefield 3 and 4. So let's talk about it. And this shit looking kind of ashy. Hold on, let me turn that up. The destruction is crazy.
Oh, we got the fucking bench.
How long until we get YouTube memberships? I'll put a note in my phone next week. I can't do it this week. I got a lot of shit going on. Like tomorrow I got errands I got to pack. I'm going out of town next week, but I will put it in my phone. So then like I'll set it up sometime like when I come back. My fault. This is not, look at that destruction. This is not coming to PS4, baby. Visually, this game is crispy. A YouTube membership is a Twitch subscription. That's just what they call it. No, not the PS4 Pro. No, it's not coming to PS4 Pro. argue with a bot today. Oh shit. I'm not gonna lie, this is I hate EA, but this is a cop. It's looking good. Doesn't mean it will be good, but it does look good. Yo, shout out to L Giver with the, he said, Kalo K, I heard you, the new L, what? Remember no pre-order. Shout out to Kane with the super chat, appreciate it. Well, I'm not pre-ordering this shit because luckily I'm in the EA program, so this is one of the few companies I can get the game for free, so. There's a gameplay breakdown. Oh, is this it right here? Combat classes and destruction.
At the core of
yeah, this is from the live stream. I saw this, but I'll play it.
Players have with its world. We know the things our players love about Battlefield and our
damn, so it's strictly multiplayer again? Nah, I got an article. I think it's gonna have a story mode. I got an article that's referencing story.
Than ever before. Our class system's back with new innovations to give players even more choice. Intense tactical combat from the gunplay to the way you move across the battlefield, rebuilt from the ground up. Vehicles that feel weighty, powerful, and can change the tide of war.
And of course, destruction.
The production on this, the production on this event was fire. Like them sitting in front of the blue screen like that.
It does unlike anyone else.
Yeah, been in the corner playing that Jello. Been in the corner, whoa, with the tank.
Assault, engineer, support, and recon. An iconic formula for Battlefield. Each class features a signature weapon set, as well as class-exclusive gadgets and traits that define your role in the squad.
The Assault class are the frontline killers who punch through enemies' defense.
I'm gonna get to the token stuff later, Jonathan. I got it on the list.
A handy grenade launcher will rob enemies of their cover, while flashbangs send them scurrying through the line of fire. Cornered by the enemy.
How many updates before Battlefield 6 folds and gives us pink guns and Kodak black skins? Well, before we finish this video, I'm glad since you said that in the chat, we can address that right now. Now, does this mean it's true? I got an article about that, actually. There it is right here. You asked how long before we get pink skins and Kodak black skins. According to Eurogamer, which is reputable, they said Battlefield 6 leads will avoid goofy crossover skins to stray from the Battlefield. So yeah, you gave me a W transition, so fuck it, might as well address it. According to this article, they will not be putting no goofy ass Power Rangers, Ninja Turtles, Nicki Minaj skins in Battlefield 6. They said they are focusing on a military shooter that you are going to be playing with your friends. Battlefield fans won't have to worry about out-of-space cosmetics and crossover skins, according to head of Respawn and Battlefield Studios Vince Zampella and general manager Byron Bede. Speaking of Eurogamer, Zampella discussed the importance of sticking to the core visual identity of Battlefield as far as cosmetics are concerned. I think for us, that's what we've been focused on, he said. We want to be true to Battlefield, and we want this fantasy to feel like you'd expect a Battlefield, so that's what we've been focused on, which is good because I feel like over the last few years, I feel like Battlefield's been trying too hard to be Call of Duty, and what made Battlefield... Like when Call of Duty was at the top and when Battlefield was at the top and they were going for that 1 or 2 spots, that shit was peak first-person shooter era, because they offered something completely different, and that's good to hear that they're focusing on offering something different from the competitor, because that's what helps you stand out. So to answer your question, they could be lying. Somewhere down the road, maybe 2 years down the road, it could happen, but it sounds like at launch, at bare minimum, year 1, they ain't worried about no goofy shit. So I'll take him I'll give him the benefit of the doubt, but back to the shit.
An adrenaline shot may be the difference between life and death. Assaults enhance mobility, combined with the option to throw on...
Yeah, until the earnings hit, pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. They see that earnings report, they ain't pumping out 25% profit year over year, then the goofy skins might start coming. Then comes the bacon skin. Shout out to Ab with the sub.
Force that can push deep behind enemy lines.
You need a deterrent for tanks, helicopters, fucking jets? That's when you call in the engineer.
I like the goofy skins. It makes it feel like less of a military simulator. I think the problem is people who play Battlefield, they want to play a military simulator. That's the case. Just go play Call of Duty, I'd argue.
The vehicles hunting your allies. They're also the only class capable of repairing friendly vehicles, equipment, and weapon placements.
The support class is there to pull...
I don't mind the skins because I don't buy them, but they need to make sense. I agree. If they do want to do crossover goofy skins, like why not get like more military? Like get like Sam Fisher in the game or Snake. Like get some like military or the Punisher Like some like shooter type characters in there where it actually makes sense. Shout out to PJ with the super chat, but I can run this on my Ouya. You know you can't, nigga.
Shields and ammo to keep you in the fight.
George Washington skins.
Can lay down
A Benedict Arnold skin.
intercept enemy grenades and missiles, and they're the masters of the machine gun. There is no better.
You see how crispy this shit is? Like how fluid the gameplay looks? I hope it actually plays like this at launch and this is not just a vertical slice, because you know, Battlefield is notorious for launching in terrible states at launch. I hope it's actually this smooth. Bro, I was about it looked a little too good.
There is no better class to keep your squad in the fight when the odds are against you.
Recon is our tactical mastermind who provides vital information to the squad and stalks the edges of the battlefield, usually with a sniper rifle in hand to pull off the perfect headshot.
Who's Benedict Arnold? I can't tell if that's a joke or not. Are you trolling?
C4 that can cripple tanks and level buildings.
Y'all know what comment that was, right?
Will guide your allies' missiles right to their target.
For Battlefield 6, we've reapproached combat and
Say YouTube.
to create an experience.
Like, I hope you're trolling. You don't know Benedict Arnold, the first snitch in United States history? A man that became so notorious, it became an actual way to describe it. Became his name became an adjective. I hope you're joking. Yo, shout out to L Giver with the super chat. We need a Dominican with a machete.
The team calls the kinesthetic combat system. Designed to give you
I can't believe I'm in the YouTube chat.
It's about being aware of what's around you. How you move,
Yeah, the OG turncoat.
how to use destruction are all carefully balanced and work together to define this new system. With Dragon Revive, you can now cross.
Battlefield never really had good skins, just alright recolors. Yeah, but you also got to worry about the current state of gaming too. Like, I get what you're saying. You're not wrong, but I think you also got to look at where gaming is. Battlefield 2042 or whatever, the last one that came out. That game might as well not exist. The community didn't really like that game, so it didn't get long-term support. So I mean, what came before 2042? Was it Battlefield 1? I think whatever one came before that. Like in my eyes, that's the last Battlefield. The industry has changed so much then. So much goof. It was 5. Okay, my fault. 5. I always get 1 and 5 confused. It's been so much goofy shit that's happened in the first person shooter space since then. You can't completely rule it out. You're not wrong, but you can't rule it out either.
While reviving them. You can also lean and peek around corners. You can mount weapons on walls.
This is like it's gonna feel really intense. I feel like if you got a good headset, you're gonna be eating with this game. The sound design sounds really good.
All vehicles have been tuned to be more responsive and intuitive than ever before. Whether you're tearing across the sky in a chopper, raining bullets down on your foes, or rolling through the desert in a tank. The new Hitch a Ride ability lets your squad stay together.
That's fire. I didn't even notice this during the reveal. That's actually gas. Can you tuck and roll off that bitch? That shit would be gas. You pull it up with the squad on point B. It'd be like, all right, we gonna be there in 10 seconds. All right, nigga, tuck and roll. And then you just start blowing that bitch up. That's kind of gas, bro.
Expanding the number of spots available. And while it's easier to navigate with simplified control options, harnessing these war machines' full lethal potential requires the expertise of a pro.
We know you love destruction. And for Battlefield 6, we wanted to push destruction even further. Both in terms of a spectacle.
Translation: upgrade your PC. When we get in the game, if you're in the Discord, we don't want to hear about your, especially with this game that requires multiple squads within a unit. If we playing in a Discord, because I remember Battlefield's one of the few games where we can get a lot of people in the Discord together. If we move in, it's 4 units, 4 groups of 4. We in a fucking server. I don't want to hear we losing because your shit keep fucking crashing. Upgrade your fucking CPU, nigga.
And as a gameplay mechanic.
We're debuting a new iteration called Tactical Destruction.
Man, the building keep blowing it up, blowing my shit up, bro. Yeah, get your PS4 rig right.
Environment. Wall blocking your way? Try C4, a rocket launcher, or your handy sledgehammer. Squad firing on.
I think I'm gonna run that sledgehammer. That's fire.
Take out the floor beneath them. Or blow it all up. Climb over the rubble. Problem solved.
All these things come together to create a genre-defining, must-play first-person shooter experience you cannot get anywhere else.
RIP to bodies. I mean, not RIP. Shout out to Body Stack with the super chat. He said RIP Michael K. Williams. I feel that. So yeah, that's the first look at Battlefield 6. I feel like this is the first time I've been excited for a shooter in a while. I'm being cautiously optimistic. I'm not saying it's gonna be good, but I'm hoping. It looks good. It looks good. But to also be 100% honest, I still think EA is crazy for coming out, and not EA, but the head of EA, Andrew Wilson, the CEO, the demon of microtransactions. He said he expects them to have 100 million players. I don't think you niggas is gonna hit that because no fucking game has hit that, and Battlefield is not that important. But it does look good. Like, yeah, what you asked for is literally impossible. But it looks like they got a good product here, and I'm looking forward to it. This will be a day one we on this shit with the squad. I feel like it's been a while since me and like all the boys been on one game at once. So I think this will be a fun experience. Does 100 million players even exist? Yeah, I don't know. See, and this is why I said the biggest issue facing gaming right now is capitalism, bro. These people want to turn a 20% profit year over year, and it's just not physically possible. There's not enough people on Earth. You can only milk people dry so much. And I'm gonna be honest, it's probably gonna get worse because I don't know if y'all saw. I know you illiterate niggas don't like to talk about politics, but I don't know if y'all saw this morning. The jobs report came out. And this is the first time in a while where the United States economy did not grow. We had way less new jobs created in a very long time. Unemployment is creeping up. They're blaming it on the tariffs. This nigga can't keep blaming Joe Biden and shit. You said, yeah, you saw it? Yeah, so it sucks too because I saw that shit. And that has to do with politics, but like, I hate to see people doing bad and like the economy not going in the right direction. Like if you invest, my portfolio's in the fucking red, bro. But you know, it's also a chance to buy, but it's also annoying constantly being in the red. But then on the flip side, it also fucking annoys me because you see real hardworking people suffering. And then you also see PS4 niggas even having more excuses. See, this is why I can't get a PS5 to fucking account. Like, no, nigga, you didn't have a job 5 years ago. Shut the fuck up, bro. Niggas gonna use that shit. They gonna use that shit as an excuse. They gonna use that shit as an excuse. Red equals a sale. It does. It does. So long as the economy recovers one day, this nigga doesn't ruin every fucking thing. But yeah, it's gonna tighten your belt up. That's why I said strengthen your network, guys. Strengthen your network. They'll say we're in a transitional period. Yeah, and then you know the worst part is I read too. This nigga fired the person who's in charge of keeping up with the jobs reports. So don't be surprised if future job reports, he says, we got the most jobs of all time. Niggas just start making up numbers and shit, bro. This is the country we live in. Anyways, back to the Battlefield stuff. I got more news. We got some articles because it was a whole event going on in LA yesterday, which what the fuck? EA didn't invite me? I saw a lot of friends and peers out there at the event, people playing and streaming the game. My ass off. Is Battlefield 5 even worth it? PS5, I mean. Well, yeah, I mean, Battlefield 6 is coming. You won't be able to play that on your PS4. Yeah, when everybody's playing Battlefield 6, you'll want a PS5. Getting fired for doing your job is crazy. Crazy. Battlefield 6 campaign brings storytelling back. Dead Space devs are crushing it. One of Battlefield 2042's biggest pitfalls at launch was a lack of campaign. For all of 2042's downside, its near-future setting, in which the world is thrown into chaos due to economic downturn, environmental disasters, and international feuds, seemed ripe for a griping narrative. I agree. DICE attempted to build a world and storylines through its seasonal content, but it just didn't land. Battlefield 6 is looking to make amends. Motive Studios, one of the quartet of developers working on Battlefield 6 and the team behind the brilliant Dead Space remake, is helping to deliver a blockbuster campaign, and according to franchise chief Vince Zampella, it's crushing it. That makes me feel good as the Dead Space remake team, because the Dead Space remake was fire. It was really good. While great multiplayer action will give Battlefield 6 the longevity we all want to see, a stellar campaign could elevate it to one of the best FPS games of the recent times. BF6's story is centered around the rise of Pax Armada, a well-armed private military that looks to capitalize on a fractured world where NATO's alliance begins to crumble. The fight against Pax Armada will take us to several unique locations around the globe. It also ditches Battlefield 2042's most futuristic setting in favor of a timeline that's much closer to the present day, to 2027 to be exact. Those are some big and enticing narrative stakes. And at a preview event in LA, we asked Zampella and Battlefield's general manager what fans can expect from the campaign and how things are coming along. They went on to say, I'm excited that we're bringing the campaign back. We haven't done a campaign for Battlefield since BF4, so it's been a long time. B tells us acknowledging the narrative void left by previous games. It's worth noting that BF1 and 5 did have single-player content in the form of 6 separate war stories, each following individual characters, but not a linear campaign. So for us, that was important. For us, we wanted to bring storytelling back to Battlefield and help fill out the universe with cool characters and plot lines and what's going to help, what's going to happen next. But we're going to talk about single-player as we get closer to launch in much more detail. But you know, we're excited. You get the gist. Didn't Hardline have a campaign? I believe it did. I can't remember. That was a long time ago. I believe it did. I just hope it's good. I hope it's good. That's more content, more value for what you're buying. It did? Okay. And also it gives more context. That's one thing that I missed about like first-person shooters that had stories. I feel like with the story, it always gave context to the level design. And that was always one of my low-key little favorite things about when you finally hopped into multiplayer. Because me personally, I always would beat the story before I went on multiplayer, at least with Call of Duty. I like hopping into a level in multiplayer and being like, oh, this is from that level, and I know the just like that little lore. I feel like for creating hardcore fan bases, those rabid fan bases, the little lore matters in my opinion, versus just throwing out random levels with no fucking context. Actually, yeah, Hardline did have a story now that I think about it, because that's when I was playing KRS-One, you remember? Woo, woo, that's the sound of the police. That shit was a banger in that game. Woo, woo, that's the sound of the beast. So the joint will have a story. It seems like they putting in big work. They have a completely separate team working on the story from the multiplayer, so resources aren't stretched. It should be something decent. The past few COD campaigns have been kind of mid. Modern Warfare 3 didn't even have a fucking campaign. He said, what happened to the game I love? Unfortunately, you know, you're not allowed to argue no more. People not real. You have to accept it. You thought I was making it up. Although I felt like it was painfully obvious, but now you know. According to EA CEO, Battlefield 6 isn't just a product, but a platform, EA says. After the struggles of Battlefield 2042, EA is now going all in on BF6 and the future of the series as the company looks to build Battlefield into a platform as opposed to a single product. EA's CEO Andrew Wilson said during this the company's latest earnings calls, as reported by VGC, he said, we've been investing more behind this Battlefield than any Battlefield product before it, which also explains why he released that statement saying they want 100 million concurrent players because they spent 100 million thousand gazillion dollars on this game, which means it's our responsibility in their fucking dumbass brains to reimburse them. No, make a good product, build it and they'll come. But even still, that number's outrageous. And really, the big reason for that isn't just a product. We're really building out Battlefield as a platform. We'll become more clear about the nature of our investment over the last 4 years, with 4 studios building against this launch date, he added. The 4 studios Wilson is talking about is DICE, Criterion, Motive, and The Ripple Effect, all of which are working together under the Battlefield Studios banner to build the future of Battlefield. Translation. They are going to try to milk this game. Yes, it's a platform. They're trying to milk this game. I mean, they also, it wasn't in the videos, but they also highlighted it's going to have like the level builder in the Battlefield portal. So you'll be able to create your own content, your own game modes and like levels and stuff like that. So I think that's what he's talking about when he says it's a platform, not just a game. But I think also it's just they're trying to find as many ways to monetize this as possible. They're probably looking at what Fortnite did with the creator, the character, the game mode creator thing they have in there. And they're probably trying to replicate that with Battlefield. So then eventually they can monetize it. Because remember, guys, no matter how good this game looks, because it does look good. It does look good. Don't forget EA is making this shit and they are going to nickel and dime us. And you guys are going to find out the hard way, unfortunately, when Skate comes out. Yeah, I said it. Yeah, I said it. Wake up, buddy. We're in 2025, not 2005. It's not the same EA. And yeah, another example too is the rumors are true that this is going to be a platform. Another game mode that's going to be within Battlefield is Battle Royale, Battlefield 6. EA has officially announced that BF6 will have a free-to-play Battle Royale mode in addition to the main premium game. The official announcement confirms Inside Gaming report from 18 months ago that Battlefield 6 will have a free-to-play Battle Royale mode. Although details on the game mode were slim, we know that the mode will contain both a standard Battle Royale experience and a more competitive game mode named Gauntlet. I mean, how many details do we know about a BR mode? We know what the fuck a BR is. The only details we need to know is how many people drop into the fucking map. 100 niggas gonna drop in the map. The circle gonna get smaller every 5 minutes, and then the last man winning, standing wins. Like what? It's fucking BR in 2025. It's crazy. But hey, they're trying to make it a platform. They're trying to give as many options as available. It might be somebody out there. I don't know. Sounds like the same thing COD is doing. Yeah, they haven't tried to do their own launcher type shit. They that shit finna be pay to win as hell. Well, how would you make it pay to win? Here's hoping it's better than Firestorm. Not hard to do that. That shit was ass, bro. Modern Warfare 3 did have a campaign. It was just short. That shit was fake. That wasn't no real campaign. That shit was fake. That was some shit they cobbled together last minute because it was never supposed to be a game, a full game. What up, Cervante? Honestly, if it has destruction like the base game, it has a chance. That's one thing it could make stand out if it has crazy destruction. The only problem with that is I feel like the destruction really would only come into play like late game when there's only a few teams left and the circle's small and there's only 2 or 3 buildings standing. You know there's a team in there so you could blow it up. But as a whole, I don't know how much the destruction will play when there's a bunch of people on the map. Because if you're just blowing up buildings, I feel like that's going to give away your location. What game do you think is taking game of the year so far? Probably Expedition 33. So will they have multiplayer teams and BR teams of devs? Oh, like, are you saying they're going to have different dev teams? I don't know who's working on this. That's a good question. I don't know. Suits making devs do this, and that is why they probably won't reach the 100 million players. They probably think they will because it has multiple different game modes. The good news is Battlefield 6 will not be $80. It was widely suspected the game would be 80 given under the industry trend, and not the least, the game is rumored to have a budget of $400 million. However, speaking during a Q1's earnings call, Andrew Wilson, the CEO, responded to an investor's question saying, "We're not looking to make any changes on the pricing at this stage. So it will not be $80, and they will be a free-to-play mode. Too bad it won't run on PS4. Pink Eye re-release? Say it ain't so. Unfortunately, for people who just bought that brand new sparkling console from Nintendo known as the Switch 2, Battlefield 6 will not be released on the Switch 2, which kind of coincides with an article we read like a week or two ago when one of the Nintendo CEOs came out and said that Donkey Kong Bonanza was taxing the Switch 2, basically hinting at the fact that they've kind of already maxed out the power of the Switch 2. And I said, you know, I find it very interesting that this is not a bigger story within the gaming community. I mean, you know, the Minish Cap Mafia, the Nintendo drones are not going to say anything because they'll take anything, right? But I'm surprised other pundits in the gaming space aren't speaking on this, because I think this is going to be a problem 2, 3, 4 years down the road. We have another Switch situation on our hands. Do you guys remember Mortal Kombat 1 on the Switch? Do you remember Watch Dogs on the Wii U? These third-party games, if they come, because now there's a 50-50. Battlefield 6 is a new game. This shit ain't coming. Now it's a 50-50 chance if the game is coming to the Switch, and then if it does, it's gonna look like dog shit. Run like dog shit. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't think Battlefield 6 will ever come to the Switch 2. Not because it's a more mature game. Nintendo's shown they're willing to put that on the platform. It's because of the destruction. I don't think the Switch 2 can run it. Too much. Like, you blow up a building with a rocket launcher and Switch 2 and Battlefield 6, it's gonna blow up your Switch as well. It's gonna be the most realistic Battlefield experience. Every time you hop into a game, you gotta go buy a new Switch 2 because it'll blow up your console when you blow up a vehicle. Real shit. Get fucking shards all in your eyes, leave you like Daredevil and shit. How is DK taxing the Switch 2? Isn't Game Freak making a Souls game like that? How is it taxing? All the particle effects and stuff like that. I mean, it's in the reviews. In the reviews, they were saying there's frame drops and shit like that. All the and like that's a cartoony ass game and shit. Let's see. What else I got for ya? Planting the C4. Other positive news in regards to Battlefield 6. Battlefield 6 won't make you use the EA app on Steam. I'm not going to read this whole article. You get the gist of it. A lot of people, they hate having 100 million thousand launchers on their PC. The good news is if you buy Battlefield 6 on Steam, the game will just boot up. You will not have to boot it up on Steam. Then it boots up the EA app, eating up all your fucking resources. Thank God. The bad news is, that's the good news. The bad news is you have to use the EA app. You're going to be running 2 fucking launchers if you buy it off the Epic Game Store. But I'm going to be honest, why the fuck are you buying it off the Epic Game Store? And then last but not least, we got the system requirements for Battlefield 6 on PC because that is the definitive way to play the game. For those unaware, I know that's going to piss some people off. Wasn't excited about Battlefield now, but if you're rocking the 6-year-old RTX 2060 with an i5 and have at least 16 gigabytes of RAM, which is basically essential nowadays, then you'll be able to play Battlefield 6, or says EA at least. What's more surprising is the recommended specs. While they don't specify what resolution and frame rate you can expect with this config, it seems you'll be able to enjoy Battlefield 6 the way it's intended with a RTX 3060 and an i7. For those unaware, RTX 3060 Ti is a souped up fucking 2080. The lowest end is always a souped up of the highest end. So it sounds like you don't need a state-of-the-art PC to run this game. This is EA. You know them niggas be lying. But if it's true, you only need a 2060 to get a decent frame rate and a 2080 basically to damn near max it out. This game might be optimized, chat. It might be optimized. Seeing is believing for me though, because Battlefield has a bad track record at launch when it comes to optimizing games. Shout out to Unbearable with the $5 super chat. He said Dragon Ball Sparking Zero is coming to the Switch 1 and 2. Yeah, because they need the sales. Ain't nobody buying that game, nigga. Ain't nobody playing it. I would love to know the trade-in rate on Sparking Zero for PS5 and Xbox One. Who work at GameStop? How often do niggas bring in Sparking Zero with chili dog stains all over their fucking Hawaiian t-shirt? How often do they do that shit? They need the Switch 2 sales, nigga. Ain't nobody playing that shit. Nobody wants to watch Android 19 go up and down all fucking day. -$5, what you get for that shit?